All right, let's dive in. If you're ready to really level up your Premiere Pro game, to go from just making simple cuts to creating those dynamic, professional-looking edits, then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to unlock some incredible speed tools and smart workflows that are seriously going to change the way you edit.
I mean, you've seen them, right? That shot that goes from normal speed into this beautiful, dramatic slow motion and then ramps right back up again seamlessly. It looks super complex, but today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how it's done.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to get into all the cool creative stuff, mastering speed ramping and the big secret to getting that buttery smooth slow-mo. Then, we'll shift gears and focus on pure efficiency, covering the timeline tools and shortcuts that'll have you editing smarter, not harder.
Okay, to kick things off, we've got to think beyond just making an entire clip faster or slower. The real magic, the real creative power, comes from being able to change the speed dynamically inside of a single clip.
Now, you've probably used the basic speed/duration box before. You hit Ctrl-R and it pops up. It's pretty straightforward. If you set the speed to 50%, the clip gets twice as long. If you crank it to 200%, it gets half as long. This is our starting point.
But let's be real, that one-speed-fits-all approach is just scratching the surface. So how do we create those awesome fluid speed changes that give a video so much life and style?
Well, the answer is a little thing called time remapping. This is the Pro tool that gives you pinpoint control over speed, second by second. So instead of just one speed for the whole clip, you can have as many as you want, all flowing into each other.
And you know what? It's actually super easy to turn on. Just find that little FX button on your clip in the timeline, give it a right click, head down to time remapping, and choose speed. That's all there is to it.
And boom! The second you do that, this white line appears right across the middle of your clip. This line is your new best friend. It's your direct speed control panel.
So how do you use this thing? Easy. Park your playhead right where you want the speed to change. Then hold down the Control key, you'll see your cursor turn into a little plus sign, and just click on the line. That adds a speed point. Now you can drag the line up to speed things up, or pull it down to slow them down. But here's the real pro move. You can actually split that little speed point and drag the two halves apart. That's what creates that beautiful, gradual ramp instead of a sudden jerky speed change.
Okay, so you've just built this perfect speed ramp. You're feeling good, but then you play back that slow motion part, and it looks a little choppy, maybe a little robotic. This is a super common issue, and fixing it is one of the biggest secrets to getting that true cinematic quality.
So here's what's happening under the hood. Premiere's default setting is frame sampling, which basically just copies and pastes existing frames to slow things down, and that's why it looks choppy. But the pro choice is something called optical flow. This uses AI to literally analyze the motion between two frames, and then it creates brand new frames to fill in the gaps. The difference is absolutely night and day.
Now, a quick heads up. When you switch over to optical flow, you're going to see a red bar pop up on your timeline. Don't panic. The source I learned this from had a great way of putting it. Think of it like your clip's petrol tank is empty. You just have to hit render to fill it up, and then you're ready for that smooth ride.
And once it's rendered, oh man, the result is just gorgeous. The original creator used this perfect Hindi phrase to describe it, "Makkan malai ki tarah," which means it's as smooth as butter and cream. And honestly, that's exactly what it feels like.
All right, let's keep going. I mean, creating amazing effects is awesome, but a true pro does it fast. This next section is all about adopting a smarter mindset, a workflow that saves you a ton of time and clicks. You want to know one of the biggest differences between a beginner and a pro editor? It's not just the final video. It's how they got there. A pro doesn't just rely on the basic mouse cursor and the razor tool for every single task. They have a whole toolbox of specialized tools they use to work way, way faster.
So let's start with two of the most powerful and honestly most misunderstood tools for your timeline, the ripple edit and the rolling edit. I promise you, once you master these two, you will edit so much faster.
Here's the simple breakdown. Use the Ripple Edit tool when you want to trim a clip and have everything else on the timeline automatically shuffle over to close the gap. This will change your project's total length. But the Rolling Edit tool, that adjusts the cut point between two clips. So as you shorten one, the other gets longer and your total project time stays exactly the same. So think of it this way. Ripple is for building your edit, rolling is for fine-tuning.
All right, we're going to wrap up with two of my absolute favorite tools in Premiere. These things are so smart, and they solve some of the most annoying, common editing problems you will ever run into. They are total game changers.
Okay, we have all been here. You've got this little gap in your timeline, and you want a clip to fill it perfectly. But what speed do you use?
123%, 127.4%. You end up just guessing and checking over and over again. It's so frustrating, right?
Well, you can say goodbye to all that guessing. Check out the Rate Stretch tool. With this, you literally just grab the end of the clip and drag it to fill the gap. That's it. Premiere Pro instantly does all the math for you and figures out the exact speed percentage needed. It's absolutely brilliant.
And what about this nightmare scenario? You've just locked your picture at it. It's perfect. It's 42 seconds long. But the music track you love is 3 minutes long. So what do? Spend the next half hour trying to Frankenstein it together with a bunch of cuts and dissolves?
Not anymore. You have to meet the Remix tool. This thing is pure AI magic. You just grab the end of your music track and drag it to the length you need. The tool analyzes the beat and the structure of the song and intelligently re-edits it for you, creating a brand new, seamless version that perfectly fits your video. It's just unbelievable.
So there you have it. This is your new Pro Editing Toolkit. You've got time remapping and optical flow for amazing speed effects. You've got ripple and rolling edits for lightning-fast timeline work. And you've got the super smart Rate Stretch and Remix tools to solve those annoying problems. These are the real keys to editing faster and with more creativity.
Look, these aren't just a bunch of random features. They're like creative partners that handle all the boring, tedious work for you. That way you can focus on what actually matters, telling a great story. So the only question left is, now that you've got these new superpowers, what are you going to go create?